Welcome! The Celestial Battleground event has finally dropped. It's the first time we're able to play it, and we're going to go through first look on how to play, and I'm going to give you some basic tips to help you get through and get those scores, because there's different difficulties to get the different rewards on screen. So stay tuned for all that info today in a first glimpse, first impressions of the Celestial Battleground event. Hello everyone and welcome to today's video, and we are going to be covering Celestial Battlegrounds, the new event that's finally arrived to Call of Dragons. Not one I've played so far, but on live stream we have done a quick test so we can understand what this event is about. So smash a like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more daily Call of Dragons content with me, MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator for the game. So Celestial Battlegrounds, this event is a really cool event. I actually fallen in love with it already for the one try that we've done, and we're going to go over that in a second. But it's very similar to the Rise of Kingdoms event, again, like everyone can imagine, since this is almost like a crossover, right, of developers. But it is almost like the arms training Loha event. So if you remember in Rise of Kingdoms, that event is when you summon the Loha, and then over time, you basically kill this Loha and you can make him stronger, right? So you can give him defensive buffs, attack buffs, so you can do your skill damage. And at the end of that, so when you get to stage 10, depending on how healthy your units were, you know, how many legion or troops were remaining, you gained bonus score. And then at the end of it, obviously you got a global ranking system. That is how this works. So it's Celestial Battlegrounds is the exact same moment. So when you go into the rankings there, you're going to be able to do the same. You're going to be competing against everyone in your server in this like PvE style event. And depending on where you get placed is where you're going to get the rewards. So you got rank 1 getting 5 generation 2 sculptures, because we're in Stars Reignited. So you can imagine this if it was in Burning Stars to be generational 1 tokens. Then you've got some speed ups and resources, and it just goes down. So it's just like a nice additional, a bit of competitiveness, friendliness anyway, within the server. So I hope you've enjoyed the easy breakdown. We're going to go through how the gameplay works in a second. But if you're wondering how hard it is before we showcase it, we did do it on normal. You start on normal and you go through the waves of fights. And once you go through these waves of fights, as you'll notice, you're going to have to pick these debuffs on the main units that you're going to be fighting. But on normal difficulty, you can gain anything I can imagine between 10,000 and, as you see, I got 14,000 score here, right? So you can get anything I can imagine between 10,000 to at least maybe 15,000, depending on how fast you are at completing this event. And that's going to allow you to get 3 of these chests. So if we click on the chest here, you can see the rewards are really nice. You get some nice little goodies for completing it. Generational tokens, more generational tokens, and more generational tokens. So you can't, it's something you have to do, guys, right? As you can imagine, for an event now, because it's now giving you more and more tokens, which the game was lacking. Everyone knows the game was lacking events that was giving us generational tokens to invest in our commanders. So now they are providing them, and honestly, it's a godsend. I can't wait. Even if I had made a new account, this is going to be such a great feature, because it's going to allow me to actually be a lot more on target, where before I had to invest a lot more compared to what you can do now, right? Because there's a lot more free stuff available in the game. So we're going to go over this event again in the gameplay side. We're going to be doing it on hard mode. In order to unlock hard mode, you must complete it at least once on normal mode, and then you're able to do this. The benefit is you get 2 times the points. And why this is obviously important, again, if you're trying to get that top ranking here to get the extra generational tokens, well, you're going to need to do it on hard mode, because everyone else will be doing it on that mode. So with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed so far the explanation of Celestial Battlegrounds, and let's jump into the gameplay side. Hello everyone, so yes, we're going to be going over how to get your 21.9k here on video. So if you're a T4 player and a T5 player, there's 2 different strats when you're going into this. So when you hit start, obviously you're going to have your formation set up. We've tried a lot of different configurations, but the best one for me is running as much AoE damage as you can. The most AoE you can is the best, and in here we're going to run our Freyga as well as Nico to do the most damage as we can of our marches. And this is as a T4 player. What you want to bring to the table is, if you can, one infantry march, one cavalry march, which has a Indis involved. So I'm running Bakshi Indis, and the reason why is as a T4 player, you're going to need that 20% increase in damage of all damage that enemy is going to take for 2 seconds, because you're going to combo this with your artifacts, which is really good, because in this game mode you can use artifacts and use them very, very brokenly between rounds, which I'm going to showcase when we go into it, right? As a T5 player, I would recommend bringing the best marches you have that have the most counterattack damage. That is correct. The most counterattack damage is going to be your best bet, because it's going to allow you guys to complete this as fast as possible. And if you're looking for that top ranking, you know, 1, 2, or 3, that is generally going to be a T5 player slot for now, right? Because they're going to have the advantage with their units they have at their disposal. Because if you've not noticed, this event does work on whatever units you have as well as commanders. So you always, as a T4 player, want to work with what you have, but remember, try and get Indis in the lineup. I promise you it's going to be worth it. So what we're going to do is, at the start, we're going to see how this game mode works. And it's a pretty simple one. There's 3 different buffs that a trigger at stage 1. You can choose 1 of 3, and as a T4 player, it doesn't really matter apart from this Malice one. We don't like the Malice one, but the other 2 we can honestly take at the start, because you honestly clear through the stages really, really quickly depending on which one you pick. But the T5 strategy is always going to be, throughout the buffs, you are most likely going to take one of the 2 attack buffs at each stage, right? So I'm going to show you 3 stages really quickly, and if they go really fast, we might even show you all of them in one go. But we're going to show for the T4 player what you want to be doing. So I'm going to take intensity, because we are honestly going to kill these guys really, really fast, and the skill damage isn't going to be too much to worry about in the early game, and we're going to try and get basically as fast to stage 6 as we can, because stage 6 is the important milestone for a T4 player in this event, and what makes it kind of fun to see if you're going to make it or not. So we're going to rock our marches. We're going to go straight in here and start doing as much damage as we can. We've got to intercept these units and then hit our artifacts here, as you can see, and with our artifact skill damage, as you can imagine, it is a ton, right? It is a ton of damage already dished out. So that's stage 1, easily dealt with. All our units nice and healthy, right? So that's how quick it can be for a T4 player. 30 odd seconds there. So we've already got 31k points, really nice. If you're a T5 player, the counter-attack damage you have is going to do way more, right? You're going to do way more damage with the counter-attack damage. So you're going to honestly complete this within 20 seconds. So now we go to the second stage, and we get either Muster, Soul Sap, or Death Heal. And I honestly really like Death Heal. This sounds crazy to most players, but you got to remember, you are focusing down generally with, even though your AoE is hitting multiple units, you are focusing down one at a time, and your AoE might have already dropped down 60 to 80% of the other units. So healing them by 20% isn't much in the early game, and in the end game, again, this doesn't really impact you because you're focusing down on one target at a time. So the Death Heal, honestly, is a really good one to pick. So we're going to pick it here, and we're going to showcase how simple it is. If you're wondering about artifacts too, the way artifacts work in this game mode, if you noticed how low the timer is already, it's always a live battlefield. So what that means is, after the event finishes and you're at the stage where you have to pick your buffs, you know, your debuffs that you're giving to the different legions here, what you do is you're in the game mode still. So those artifact timers are still ticking. And we're going to showcase this really well at the end of this stage. Because you can see we've got our artifacts here and the other two are at 1 minute and 10 seconds, right? So at 1 minute 10, we know that should be at 1 minute 10 at the next stage. But like we said, this is a live event, a live game mode, so everything is continuously going. So what we're going to do is hit continue here and go into stage 3. And stage 3 is a really good milestone, because if you'd noticed, and I have not said it so far, between each round there's the little timeline. Every 3 stages, stage 3, 6, and 9 is when you get a heal. And that's why stage 6 is our main milestone, because you're going to see why when we get to stage 6, why it's very important for a T4 player. And we're going to keep it all hidden until we get there. So all those guys watching the video, I hope you've enjoyed it so far. So we're on stage 3. We've talked hopefully for about a minute. So we're going to pick one of these buffs. So when enemy hit HP below 50%, they get 160% extra defense. Or when they HP below 50%, they get an extra 240% attack. In this scenario, I'm actually going to pick Furious Attack. And then what we're going to do is start picking a load of defense options. Because at the moment, we've got an attack stage and another one, what we're going to go here. But this is going to be a really quick one, right? We're going to kill these units so fast that when they hit below 50%, it's not going to be an issue for our units. And we're going to be healing, right? So you'll notice now all our artifacts are up, right? And like we said, they heal or refresh between rounds. So as long as you just wait between your rounds, you're going to get your artifacts. And in the importance of it, as you can see, your artifacts let you get through them, right? With your artifacts up, you're going to be able to get through these stages really, really fast. So I'm already on stage 3. All of my units now are fully healed. So we're at 9.4k already. And we only need to get to 20,000. So this is why, as you can imagine now, the maths is coming in. And stage 9 is the milestone for a T4 player. So now we're going to go to continue. And we have second wind. 10 seconds after all the battle begins, they start to gain a bunch of attack. Or after 10 seconds, they start gaining defense. And the one I'm actually going to take is going to be tried and tested. We're going to start taking some defensive ones. And the cool thing about tried and tested is this is a ramping effect, right? And as you notice, we're not ramping. We're going to try and complete these within a minute, right? So at most, these guys are gaining between 60 to 80, maybe 100% at a push of defense before we kill them, right? Which is fine at the ending, as you're going to notice. So we're going to click it, and hopefully, again, our 4 artifacts should be off cooldown. There we go. Just on time. So we're going to go in. We're going to start killing the cavalry unit here, which is actually causing problems for our marchers. Wait for our artifacts. Start the stun process one. Fire spring blades off now. And start killing down the rest of these guys. Nice and quick. You can see, guys, there's a really fast method by doing this as a T4 player already. Burning through. We're going to kill the shaman now. 50% gone. We're gonna use everything. Always use everything, because every stage it's coming back up. It's always coming back up. Remember that. We didn't finish the witch off, but we did now. So there we go. 45 seconds. Boom. Done again. Nice and quick. So you can see we're not wasting time. 45 seconds, and that's with that defensive buff again. So we hit continue now. So now we've got stage 5. After entering battle, enemy units receive healing every 5 seconds. We could take this. When the battle begins, we take 8k damage. And honestly, I'm going to take this right now. And the reason why we're going to take this is, as you can see, we're really offensive. So this means our front line at the moment is going to take a bunch of damage. But we're going to heal next stage. So we're going to basically use that to our advantage, because already, as you've noticed, we're already killing these guys really quickly, right? We can also have the exertion one here, but this one here isn't really good, right? Because they're gaining 56% extra attack and defense, which isn't too much, but that's 60 seconds, right? We're trying to kill them in less time. So here we're going to take either Unleashed or Self-Healing, because we're going to be bursting through all of these guys anyway, right? Because we're seeing how quick we can kill them, right? So do you know what? We're going to take Self-Healing, and maybe Unleashed is one we're going to take a little bit later to make it a little bit smoother sailing for us. So here our infantry and cavs are already going in. We're going to try and make sure everything's intercepted, and now our artifact combo is coming into play. So just like that, we are melting our units. We're going to try and target the ones that are on our marksmen here, because we don't want them to obviously target our marchers. Now we're going to go onto the attack stage here. Now we're going to finish off the troll, nice and easy. 40 seconds, guys. 40 seconds. Nice and easy. We're in at under a minute still. All of our marchers have taken a nice spread of damage there. And in this next stage, we're going to get that heal. And this is where it's going to start being part of the speed, right? So enemy attacks can inflict a defense reduction and healing reduction on our marchers. So this is kind of a scary one, because this means they're going to basically shred our front line, and I don't really like this one. We can now either take Malice or Obstinacy from the start. So what we're going to do is actually take the Malice here, the Obstinacy here. And the reason why is we've got a lot of attack stats already, right? So if we actually take too much attack between stage 6 to 9, we might burn our troops out. So what we're going to do is take Obstinacy and try and maintain a nice, bounce here to maintain the finish line, because as you can see, we're gonna be already on 15k points here, guys. So we are burning through these points really quickly, and already our artifacts is up. So instantly going into artifact combarinis. We're gonna try and finish off that Darkling, and now we're going to finish off the Shaman. Use our artifact that we didn't have up in time, which is fine. Still use it as we said. Now we're going to go on to our ranged troll, and then once we kill the ranged troll that's hitting the mage, we're going to all heal, which is going to be nice after this round, and then it's going to be the final stretch. But we're on 16.2k already, guys. Already 16.2k, right? And that is where the speedrun strat for the T4 player lies. So you need to balance it out for your units, otherwise if you don't, you're gonna get punished, right? And if you get punished, it's not a good time. But this is why you want a nice balance of troops. We've got a bunch of AoE and a bunch of single target damage to basically get us to the finish line. So here we're on, as you can see, 17.5k. So all we need to do is clear 2 stages right now. So if we clear 2 stages, we're going to get 4,000 score alone from the completion bonus. So as long as we can complete those, that is what matters. So we got to pick the safest buffs to finish out right now. So what we're going to do is actually go for Malice. We're going to go for the Malice one because we don't want the skill. Or we could even go for the skill damage bonus, you know. This one is a bit of a crazy one. But as you notice, we do kill the units really, really quickly still. And that skill damage bonus is getting pumped onto our front line, right? So, do you know what? We're going to take intensity here because we already know we can burn through the targets already. And this is a lot of damage, but I think if we increase their attack more, that is more normal and physical damage that we have to deal with, right? So, do you know what? We're going to go for intensity 2. And if we fail, do you know what? We've seen it on the video and it is me that's killed the run. But you can see the strategy here already unfolding for the T4 player, right? Which is what matters most. So we've intercepted all of his units. Now we're going to go into the stun, into AoE damage. simple setup, right, guys? It's nothing too crazy here. So we're going to kill the troll that's actually on our Nico here. Because obviously we don't want our Nico dying. So we need to get that killed ASAP. As soon as we kill that, we're going to go onto the ranged troll. Range troll time. Because the range troll is on our Nico. And now it's on our mage match. So we're just going to try and move the mage match so it's targeting someone else. There we go. You can see we've got it intercepted here, which is nice. 1 minute on the timer. 18.7k score, guys. So all we don't got to do is complete the round. And we've got our 20k for the completion of the reward for a T4 player. And this is the strat, guys. Like I said, nice and easy strat. You want to try and out speedrun it, but you don't want to take it to the extremes, right? If you take it to the extreme level where you stack loads and loads of buffs of the, you know, crazy attack ones that you could have done, then you're going to die. But if you're a T5 player, that's where it's going to be beneficial for you, because you're going to be killing these things a lot quicker, right? But there we go. 19.5. Ooh, we need to do one more round, guys. One more. So all we got to do is kill some of those units, right, to get that final total score up. So this is the final round. Got only 420 score. 420. Just like, let's play, boys. So we got this to go. So what we're going to do finally is actually try and take Malice here. This is going to be the scary one that might make or break the run. If we take Abstinency here, it could be the safe option for a lot of players, or even Intensity 3 here. But I think if you take Malice, it's going to be the fair game. So let's go for it. There's only 4 units to break through here, so we're going to break through as much as we can. Open up onto the ranged troll, because it is targeting my main Nico, which isn't cool at all. So there we go. Nice artifact damage there. Burnt through 1 unit. 20k on the top. So there we go. We've got the rewards there. And it's easy as that, guys. I'm just showcasing this event, easy as that. So I've showcased the T4 strat, right? This is how you want to do it if you're a T4 player. Because if you're a T4 player, it's going to be not one of those events that you're going to be able to obviously finish, right? You're not going to get the big 34, 50, 40k plus scores. That's not going to happen, right? So just remember that. But if you can still finish and kill most of the content and follow the guide as I've done here, you're going to get the score, right? We're at 20.5k here. We're going to finish off killing off this last guy onto this stage. If we kill both of these, you've got to remember, we get that stage bonus, which is going to be really cool, because that means we will have finished and done a better high score than last time as well, which is a really good thing. But you'll get all your rewards. And that is the thing that I hope you guys have learned from today's video, right? I hope you've learned in the Celestial Battlegrounds from start to finish here what to do. And that's, you know, how the Battlegrounds works, the behemoth picking, well, the buff picking we've picked on the Battlegrounds to get to this stage. The reason why we've gone the, you know, artifacts we've gone, because they do obviously a ton of AoE damage. And then on top of that, the way of using your artifacts between rounds to obviously get that timer, right? So there we go, 21.5k here. We're not going to be able to complete this stage, but we're at stage 8. So we've got the required amount of score. It doesn't matter what we pick here. We're going to go self-healing 2 and run it in. And if we kill a unit, we kill a unit. It's cool. But that's going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Once our units die, we're going to showcase, again, our final score and then the rewards for doing so. And then it's going to be a nice little summary on all of this section of what we've done. So I hope you've enjoyed it. It's nice, easy, honestly, a really fun game mode. You're going to be able to, as well, like I say, hopefully maybe use some pairings, right? Test out some pairings in this game mode, right? If you want to check if your Nico Kanara does more damage, you can do that. If you want to try Nico and Syndra, Nico Freyga, Nico Guanwin, Nico Craig, you can see where I'm going with this, right? This is the beauty of it. You can try and see if you can push further by picking the same buffs and getting a better score by picking a different formation lineup, right? So there we go. We're at the end. 21.58k. Our final score, which we got, which was the current one. My top score was 21.9. But that was in 8 stages, guys. And by doing that, we was able to gain those gold keys, the generational tokens from all 3 stages. And that was on hard mode, right? So just remember, top tips for the guys watching all the way to the end. Bring 1 Archer March, 1 Mage March with AoE. You're going to want to bring a dedicated tank. I would hopefully bring a Madeline Nika to do the most counter-attack damage and damage as possible. Then try and bring a Bakshi and a Indis. If you don't have that, maybe if you've got a bunch more infantry units, maybe bring Garwood and Indis, or Eliana and Indis, right? And run cavalry. If you run Eliana, Indis, cavalry units, that will perfectly work. It'll be a very tanky march to run, and all of it will be doing is, again, doing the same as you saw as my Bakshi was doing a bit of damage, but cycling through and trying to get that debuff on them, right? And then the big one, bring AoE artifacts. So your Shadow Blades, Phoenix Eyes, any sort of big AoE damage is going to be key in this event, because between rounds, while you're waiting and picking your buff, just wait that 1 minute timer or whatever your timer is on those artifacts, and they're going to come off cooldown, so you can use them every single stage all the way to the end. And that's going to help you guys as a T4 player complete this and get a high score. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been amazing. I've loved Celestial Battlegrounds. It's been a blast so far, and I hope you guys do. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. My name's MrSneakyy, an official Call of Dragons content creator. And with all that said, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out, all.